What is up, everybody? It's Zach from at Premier Soccer Investing coming at you with yet another Slapstocks FC YouTube video. Let's get into it. So first, this is pretty big news. Panini just signed a new rights deal with the Premier League to continue producing their cards. So we continue to navigate the fallout of Fanatics getting the NBA, MLB, and NFL card licenses, and to see what will happen to the other card companies in the space, like Panini and Topps. We have seen both Panini and Topps really start to double down on soccer. This is suggesting that they look to maintain their futures as independent companies, really both of them centering their brands around soccer cards, which I think it can have a twofold effect, both positive and negative. Negative first, it's probably going to mean a lot more products coming into the space, a lot more lower tier products that could lead to some junky type sets and has already kind of led to some junky type sets. But also it means on the more product side that they really should be starting to concentrate on bringing their high-end, big money products into the space. Like for Panini, more national treasures, more flawless, more eminent soccer. For Topps, giving us like more dynasty. And I think that will be a huge boon for the overall soccer card market because we have enough people with, frankly, big collections and big amounts of money that want these high-end cars, and there will be a major market for it. And I think that will drive more people from the high-end markets and other sports into the soccer card market. So I think that'll lead to more growth there. And also just the fact that if two major legacy brands center themselves around soccer and devote their marketing and production and all that stuff to soccer, that's going to lead to an increase in soccer cards in the US because people are still going to want to buy Prism. They're still going to want to buy Tops, and their only avenue to do that will be soccer. So that's going to drive more people into soccer cards too. So I think this is overall a very good thing and something we should all be encouraged to see. Moving on, Pedri won the Golden Boy Award, which is, for those who don't know, the most prestigious award for young players in the world. This is a big deal. He's earned it. He was amazing for Spain and Barcelona over this past year. He's really showing what a study is. He beat out two great players too, Jamal Musiala and Jude Bellingham, to win the award. Moving on, obviously it was a major international window these past 2 weeks, and 13 out of the 32 teams in the Qatar World Cup have punched their ticket now, with Qatar, Germany, Denmark, Brazil, sorry about that, France, Belgium, Croatia, Spain, Serbia, England, Switzerland, Argentina, and Netherlands. So really the only region that's CONMEBOL, which is South America, has some of the teams, not all of the teams that they will send a punch their ticket. And then for Europe, so their spots, all their automatic qualifying spots have been taken. So now a bunch of the European teams have to compete within each other in a playoff for their last three spots. And those teams include, big surprises are Portugal and Italy. Both have to compete in the qualifying playoffs for a shot at Qatar. And it would honestly be obviously major blows to both countries if they miss the World Cup, but to the card market too. It would really hurt. It's going to be Ronaldo's last World Cup should he make it. If he doesn't make it, that won't be great for his market. And then Italy has a lot of players who people have been interested in investing in the past, like Chiesa. And if they're not in the World Cup, there goes that probably. So hopefully those two can make the World Cup. Also, just it's always fun to see Ronaldo in the World Cup. Always fun to see a team as big as Italy in the World Cup. Also, it'd be a disaster for them if they miss their second straight World Cup. As Ronaldo said, they're still fighting. He expects to make it. They probably will in the end. But yeah. More in auto talks. This is just a cool thing. Aaron pulled this card, the 2018 Top Score Musial Auto Red Wave out of 5 on Slapstocks breaks for a seller for a buyer of the break, and they then sold the card for $6,250 after getting it graded with PWCC, which is pretty cool. And then, speaking of World Cup qualifying, England punched their ticket behind a 7-goal international window from Harry Kane. His prices have dropped tremendously, as you can see. $37 loss in value, but 45% drop since the start of the season, which is understandable as his performances for Tottenham have been, frankly, just not good. As a Tottenham fan, Kane has not been up to the level that we expect him to be at. Is this a turning point for him, especially with Conte coming in now too? We'll see. If you believe it is, and you believe he'll make noise with England in the World Cup, and that Tottenham has a chance to start winning trophies again in the next year or two, now might be a very good time to invest in some Harry Kane cards. And also, Ballon d'Or is being announced very, very soon. This is the short list of names on it. Messi, who I think this award's going to, he's the favorite. You have Lewandowski, Salah, Jorginho, Benzema, Ronaldo, De Bruyne, Conte, Neymar, Mbappe, and Haaland. But this is Messi's Ballon d'Or. Just that's the fact of the matter. Caden Clark, American starlet, someone who I'm very high on. Rookies in the MLS sets. He will be joining RB Leipzig after the MLS playoffs conclude. So that means he will be joining RB Leipzig in the January window. This is a very good move for him. Get that European experience as an 18-year-old. Well, this is going to be his time to show whether he's ready for the U.S. men's national team or not, too, with a possible World Cup coming up soon. Then more U.S. men's national team news. Ricardo Pepi, MLS Young Player of the Year, as FC Dallas said, of course. Pepe's been amazing. All the goals, all the assists, just the hype he's generated. Fantastic, fantastic player. And teams in Europe are recognizing that. A lot of teams after him. Still no formal offers or serious negotiations from clubs interested in him, but the market is heating up for him. He expects to move in January. Wolfsburg were an early favorite, but now it's falling behind a top 6 Premier League club. Also, Ajax is very much in the mix, as well as a couple other Bundesliga clubs. And yeah, it's going to take a pretty sizable transfer bid, probably 15, 20, 25, even maybe $30 million is going to be the price tag to get Ricardo Pepi over to Europe. And then the best news in this international window, for the first time since 1937 or 39, the U.S. men's national team has beaten Mexico 3 times in a calendar year. Obviously, we had the 2 Cup trophy wins against Mexico this summer in the Nations League final and Gold Cup final, respectively. But all of that would have been a wash if we had lost to them at home in World Cup qualifying. So to beat Mexico in World Cup qualifying with that coveted 2-0 scoreline, which I would like to point out I did predict would happen before the match too. I might have been wrong on what I said. McKennie and Pepe will score. It's right about McKennie scoring. But I was also right about the scoreline. I knew that 2-0 was coming, and the boys delivered. They delivered, and it was especially sweet after the comments Memo Ochoa, who's the Mexico goalkeeper, said earlier in the week. He said, Mexico is the mirror in which the United States wants to see itself, which was an interesting comment to begin with after losing two trophies to the same country over the summer. But okay, Ochoa, you back it up. He didn't. Pulisic comes on in the second half, scores a goal, lifts his shirt and says that has man in the mirror written on it. This U.S. team is just, they've got that swagger. Pulisic is leading them in that respect. And this is the type of thing great teams are made of. You need to have that belief, that self-confidence in yourself. Pulisic had that belief that he was going to go score and he's going to be able to show up that El Tri in the Mexican national team. And that's what he did. This team is going to be very, very dangerous in Qatar. Knock on wood that we make it, but we will be very, very dangerous, very, very exciting. And I just can't wait. The future is so glaringly bright for the U.S. men's national team. And this was interesting too, especially from a card perspective. So more people watched that USA Mexico game than any other single game from the last two NHL Stanley Cup finals. Soccer is really starting to become that fourth biggest sport in America. It's surpassing hockey. And you really can see that with the amount of money that NBC just paid for the Premier League US TV rights deal. They dropped the bag on that deal. Soccer is on the rise in the US, and with the sport being on the rise, that means the cards are going to be on the rise too. NBC tripled their Premier League rights, previous Premier League rights deal, offering more than $2 billion over the next 6 years. The money is coming into this sport, coming into soccer in the U.S. We have the World Cup in 2026, a really exciting team in 2022. And with more popularity of the sport comes more popularity of the cards. So I think now is a very good time to be buying soccer cards for not only the next year, but the next 5 years. Then, I mean, not the best result to finish the international window, 1-1 draw against Jamaica. Tim Weah, have to give a shout out to, scored a nice goal against Jamaica, was brilliant against Mexico, getting this assist on Pulisic's goal. He's really starting to put it all together. He's really starting to showcase that ability. It's not just with the US. He's been doing it for Lille too. Tim Weah, he's one to watch. He might be someone who's worth buying a card or two of soon, because he's going to continue to put in big performances for the U.S. men's national team. With that, here's a look at the standings. Canada surprised team in first, 16 points. Jonathan David, Alphonso Davies, Tayon Buchanan, all doing very, very well for them. U.S. in a good position in second with 15. Mexico and Panama on 14. And then Costa Rica, Jamaica, El Salvador, and Honduras well behind the pack. So the way CONCACAF qualifying works, top three teams, automatic qualifying spots. Fourth place team enters a playoff with, I want to say, like the fourth place team coming out of Asia. So they should be favored in that. But the U.S. is basically locked up at least a top four spot at this point. Now it's just time to get one of those automatic qualifying spots. The more U.S. men's national team use, Gianluca Busio, who did play and played pretty well for the U.S. against Jamaica, has been very, very good for Venezia and Serie A. They were a team that was tipped to go right back down to Serie B, but Busio has played very well so far. They're 6-point saves. He started every game for them in Serie A, is tied for the team lead in assists. And then, so Weston McKennie, who's really been in the transfer rumor mill recently, with Tottenham rumored to be going after him, especially bringing Conte there, who's supposed to be a big McKennie fan. Also, our sporting director is Fabio Patrici, who's the man who brought McKennie to Juventus. I personally really do hope Tottenham signs McKennie. I would love that as a U.S. men's national team fan and as a Spurs fan. But Fabrizio Romano said this: he's the perfect player for Allegri, and this is why he's untouchable in this moment for Juventus. He's saying that McKennie's future is at Juve and that he's absolutely not for sale, but we shall see. And then Tycho had this to say about Christian Pulisic before their match with Juventus. It's a certain quality, attitude, and spirit that helps any team in the world, which is interesting because Pulisic has been the part of some concrete transfer rumors of Barcelona really being after him. So we'll see what happens with his club situation over the next year, but it should be interesting to watch. Though generally a big transfer, especially a club like Barcelona, should lead to a spike in his cards, but who knows. And then I'm going to close it off with a little Mbappe card debate. So the Top Scrum Champions League Refractor down 32% from $6,600 on September 7th down to about $4,500 today. And then his Silver Prism, World Cup Prism, down from $4,100 in August to around $3,500 today. And which Mbappe card to buy? Long term, I think the Top Scrum Champions League Refractor just matters more. It's a better looking card. It's an earlier card. It's his first PSG. It's his first Champions League rookie. It's more, you have a better argument to say it's his rookie because his true rookie is the 2016 sticker, This is really his first main card. And the market's responded so far with it being about $1,100 more valuable than the Silver Prism, which still will have value because first World Cup matters, especially since he won that World Cup and played amazing throughout. But which Mbappe card to buy? I think your money is better served long term with that 2017 Topps Chrome Champions League refractor. That's going to do it for this week. As always, like, comment, subscribe. DM me at Premier Soccer Investing. Thanks for watching. Peace.